Hello and welcome to the Redstone test world. So in 1.14, which admittedly came out nearly 3 months ago, in 1.14, they differentiated the whole crafting system into different crafting tables, and I wanted to be able to put that all in one block, and just swap the crafting tables round. So what I came up first was this. This is only half of it. The other half, I was trying to modify this when I just abandoned it. The other half was out here, where it was to push in all the crafting benches rather than down here, which is where I was doing it. And then there was all redstone all over here that came across. And this is based on having a book in there with the different settings in it, and there was the benches across here, and it in a line, and they'd be pushed up, pulled across by a slime block thing, and then once they got over here, they'd be pushed up a block by these pistons, and then this piston extender would push them in there, and then there was these stoppers which would stop it stop this retraction sequence when it got to a certain point, as in where that thing needed to go, and then it goes back there. But yeah, so that didn't work. I tried to modify this so that to just put them down here to start with. Didn't get far with that. So what I then did was decided, well, what if I use a piston feed tape? So I made a piston feed tape just behind the scenes, and then a piston in here, and then a sticky piston in here that just pushes forward. I made all this. Then I found that actually it wasn't spam proof. So I put in a spam protection circuit over here. So this light stays on here until the I found a flaw, but yeah. Anyway, this is now broken. Congratulations, me. That should fix. Yeah, that fixed it. And now if I just go put this back into, back into normal crafting bench mode. Oh, didn't get it fast enough. Come on. Yes. Go that back into normal crafting bench mode. And yeah, so that's all fine. But then I came up with an idea of what if I used a sticky piston to pull back here, and this was actually part of the piston feed tape. Because as you can see here, this is designed, with the overflow protection circuit here. This is designed to fit in a corner. Therefore, what if I had another design to fit in a corner that went right here? So, yeah, and these don't mingle here at all, mess with each other. And then I use the rails to get a signal up and over into this here. This here is coming out of the observer is just it's a T flip-flop for this, because this sends a pulse out when the button starts to press and when it stops to press, and then another when it stops to press. So this just makes it that 1 second button press. Then what I thought is, what if I just make it all rails? Because rails are much less laggy than redstone dust. So I made this. Oh yeah, by the way, these two here, functionally they're exactly the same, except this one here is very slightly faster. And this is a fraction of a second faster as well as being less laggy. So what this does is this just puts it all into the your typical pulse shortener here, rising edge monostable circuit. and then yeah, puts it through a delay here. That's how you typically do a piston feed tape. But what I've done here is that, so as you can see here, between these two sets of pistons firing, there's an 8 game tick delay. Whereas here, you know, you go up, you go over. This is just to produce the single. This here is required rather than just a what would you say? Rather than just a rail line going across into that observer. So that it's just one pulse from the button press and not 2. So then this goes into here, and then this is just 3 game ticks between the two, which is the minimum possible. Which is that 3 game ticks, which is the minimum possible to what was I going to say? It's the minimum possible that you need, that's required between these 2 pulses, because this is 2 game ticks. Whereas you see up here we have a 4 game tick pulse, so we need an 8 game tick repeated delay. But yeah, here we've got a 2 game tick pulse, so the minimum that we need is a 3 game tick delay, which this provides here. Because what this does is, when activated, this observer fires 1 tick delay. 1 game tick delay for that. I believe that's 1 game tick rather than 1 redstone tick. I'm not quite sure. Triggers this, which updates this. This goes from being, the scaffolding block goes from being distance 0 to distance 1, which takes 1 game tick to update. Then this here, this observer detects that with another game tick delay, and then that's 3 game ticks. Anyway, so this, as you can see, lightning fast swap over. No spam protection required, so you can just hit it again straight away. It does take most of a second to respond to start with though, because 1 tick, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's 5, and then of course it's 6, 7 to get to this. These pistons here. It's 7 game ticks, and then of course it's 3 extra. So it's so this block coming from here comes into place. Should do at exactly the moment that this is no longer pressed down. Yeah. So overall, from when you click the mouse button to push this button here, it takes a second to swap it. But in reality, it takes 3 ticks, 0.3 seconds if it's 3 redstone ticks, but I believe it's 3 game ticks, so that would be 0.15 seconds, which is even less. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was 1.14 crafting table swappers.